Is there something up with the baseball? What the hell's going on with the baseball?
There's always something up with it. There's always something up with the baseball.
Well, what's up with this year then? What's going on?
This year, it's I laugh because the baseball that's happening this year, in terms of it's just not flying the way that it has in recent seasons,
right,
was actually the baseball that was supposed to be implemented last year. But last year they used two different baseballs, and the year before they had the COVID ball, and the year before that they had the rabbit ball. Like, there are always different baseballs, and maybe I laugh about it because I find the entire thing so absurd. This idea, one, that they're tinkering and tweaking with the ball every year, but two, that there's still this insistence on keeping it handmade when you can find greater consistency in a machine manufactured product. So baseball's insistence on keeping that element of it. I appreciate that people have jobs, and I appreciate that Major League Baseball sustains certain parts of the economy in other countries. But man, as a baseball fan, the constant chatter about the ball has frankly become a defining part of the sport.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, talking about balls is not something that we need to be doing every day.
Yes, sir. But the general sense of the way, and you see the way chatter about baseball goes. I would love to have a 15, 20-minute chat and deep dive into which team has a chance to maybe come out of the pack, just like any other sport. But baseball, you can pretty much tell right now who's going to make the playoffs, who might actually be able to make that, I guess, usual magical run that comes out of the NL Central, whether it's the Cardinals or the Brewers, right, to make some sort of a run. But that's the way it goes, and you're always talking about the state of the sport.
Baseball publicly these days is about balls and brawls. Like, that's the stuff that really gets people interested. And as somebody who tries to be an evangelist for the sport and for all of the good things it has, I am constantly struck at how good baseball players are right now, and that goes for athletes everywhere, right? But the fact that Ohtani is doing what he's doing, he is an athletic superhero, and it's in the moment it's kind of difficult to appreciate how great he is and how challenging what he's doing is, and to see him doing that alongside Trout, and to see all of the other players who are having these great seasons early on. I think it's been a fun year of baseball that I'm just glad we have, because we were at the precipice, Rich, of something really dark in the sport. And so the fact that we're almost a quarter of the way into this season and we know there's going to be baseball for the next 5 years, it's something I do not take for granted.
Well, and part of that new collective bargaining agreement was, I guess, the formation of a competition committee of some sort. And the only reason why I ask about that is I can't wait for the shift to be totally dismantled. I'm sick, and now I'm seeing 4 outfielders sometimes, and it's absurd. It's absurd. And again, like Joey Gallo is the perfect example. Yes. Okay, he is the perfect example. He is a guy who the Yankees traded, prospects for in the middle of the year last year.
Good prospect.
And the guy isn't even close to the Mendoza line. He strikes out, he walks, or he homers. That's about it. Like, if he singles that's the unicorn.
It's really funny to hear Yankees fans talk about Joey Gallo, and it's one of those reputations that players get. I don't know what at this point he could do. Like, he's got to hit a big playoff homer or something to get back.
No, but Jeff, he's the personification of what I think is happening to this sport, where everybody throws 100 miles an hour, and everybody strikes out. So what are we doing?
He's the king of the 3 true outcomes: home runs, walks, and strikes.
Correct.
And
every team's got one. That's what I'm saying.
No, every team's got 5 of them.
Right, right.
And baseball turning into that sport, I think that there are going to be elements that are both natural and enforced that right that. And one thing I'm super interested to see come into play, and it's not guaranteed yet, but is the pitch clock. Because, baseball's criticisms particularly among the younger generation, are it's slow, it's too long. There's a pitch clock in the minor leagues this year, Rich. It's 14 seconds when there's nobody on base, and 18 or 19 depending on the level when someone is on base. The average game time in the minor leagues is down 25 minutes this year, while scoring and hitting are about stagnant and equal, and stolen bases are higher because they've limited the number of pickoff moves before a pitcher is called for a balk. So guys are running a lot more. Getting action back into the game, getting pace back into the game, and knowing that you're not going to be going to the ballpark for a 3.5-hour nightmare that's going to get you home so far past your kid's bedtime it makes you not want to go. That's a good thing. And as much as I understand the people who say baseball is a game played without a clock, and as alluring as that is to longtime baseball fans, to me, the benefits there are enormous. And the reality is adapt or die. Like, that is what we do as human beings, and that's what baseball needs to do as a sport.
That's why I think they should change the defensive rules, just like the NFL did. You know, the 5-yard chuck rule, and they changed the defensive rules. They changed them, and there's like, well, there's too much that benefits the offense. Well, there's not enough that benefits the offense in baseball right now. Not even close to it. Because the pitchers
not the ball anymore, at least.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.